Um, hey, Shalom, Shalom Israel. First off, once I call Allah, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone. Shalom to you, brothers in the highways and byways, preaching and teaching this word in sincerity and in truth. Now, this is your brother Shapal from James Jamaica Camp. With quick lesson tonight, and this is based off of the father, right? And how important the role of a father is, in the household. Now, over this side of the world, we get scattered, right, through the four corners of the earth, right? And Israel, the main father for Israel, man, is Yahweh, the Father, right? The Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, right, which is the Son, right? Saying those are the fathers of Israel, man, all right? And guess what? We are without a father to them, and now we're coming back to our true nationality. We the men of the Lord, and the highways and the byways, we're reaching out to our Father, man, for acceptance, for begging for him to take us back. All right, while 2/3 will not do that, man. And that's why they won't get punished, because it's very important. Now, on a lower level, man, we don't have any father in our houses, man. All right, and it was craftily designed ultimately by the Heavenly Father, because we have transgressed his laws, right? And for a punishment written in Deuteronomy, man, right? That's a part of the curses, man, right? So the father is going to leave the children, you know what I mean? Since that's part of the curses in Deuteronomy. Now we'll just dive into this, because what we have on the screen is in the I Am My Sword app, you have a book called Manner and Custom, right? And we're gonna read a couple line out of the book, and then we'll just get some scripture, and show you why the father is very important, and why the family structure is really crucial and important, man, to the preservation of a nation, right? See, all right. So it's chapter 10, parental position in the home, position of the father. All right. So oriental meaning is attached to the word father. The oriental idea, and this is key, the oriental idea of the family is a little kingdom within itself. That is key. The oriental idea of the family is a little kingdom within itself. All right. See, and when you have a kingdom and you take away the king out of that kingdom, man, you have chaos. All right. All right. Let's get that. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54. It says, so that the man that is tender and delicate, a matter of fact, let me just read from verse 15. All right. So when we read from Deuteronomy 28, it shows you that, look, if we follow the laws and statutes and be obedient to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we would be blessed. All right. And this will happen if we don't follow it, right? So we start at verse 15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe unto thou all his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee this day, and all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right. I will jump to verse 54 for this specific point. It's so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall leave. Right? And that curse is very evident, man, upon your so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. See, there is no father in the house, man. That's why our girls are turning prostitute, and our sons are turning thugs. You know what I mean? Murderers. See, because the structure, right? The king is not in the kingdom for rule, man. Right? It's either they are being effeminate, they are being in prison, right? Or these are tactics when put the woman above, right? Which is not so, man. That scripture I told you the order in I believe it's 1st or 2nd Corinthians 11, you know. right? It shows you the order, right? Which is Yahweh, the father, Yahweh the son, right? The man, okay? And then you have the woman, and then you have the children. Let's get back into this article. So it's the Oriental idea of a family is a little kingdom within itself, over which the father is supreme ruler. All right, every company of travelers, every tribe, every community, every family must have a father, right, who is the head of a group. A man is said to be the father of what invents, right? All right, and it goes into, so we'll just dance around, pick up some points. All right, okay. So this part of the article says supreme father. Okay, so the supremacy of the father under the patriarchal system. All right. So it's the patriarchal administration. The father is the supreme command, is supreme in command. This authority which the father has, right, extends to his wife, to his children, his children's children, his servants, and to his household. If he is the sheikh, which is a chief, her Arabic chief, is extended to all the tribe. So the father would govern the household, and if he had a more a different position outside, right, as a chief, you know what I mean, he would play the role of the father as well, right? See, so it's a very important thing, man. All right, continuing. So many of the Bedouin Arabs of today are under no government except this patriarchal rule. All right, and when you have laws of Yahweh Shai, man, right, you don't need no other government, outside government, to govern your thing, man, because the Lord rules are you know, it is what it is. When Abraham and Isaac, when Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob lived in tents in the land of, and this is an example, is in the land of promise, right? They were ruled by this same system, right? So that's all we need, man. In the Esau society today, them put a lot of things like, you know, a woman have a lot of rights, man, because if you go into the courts right now, a woman can keep you away from a child. And it's more likely you're gonna lose your kids if you end up in a battle in the courts for your child, man, right? Because this society favor woman, right? Woman is more favored in this society, all right, and men is being put down, and go straight back to slavery, you know. See, when they used to show the woman, they used to punish the man in front of the woman, rape the man in front of the woman, you know what I mean, beat them, punish them, you know what I mean, even kill them, for show the woman that, look, you have no protection, right, but us, okay. See, so the man is being, you know what I mean, and hey, these women make it worse, man, because these women are out of order, man, all right, thanks to Esau, you know, which is so-called white man. This is his laws, and you know, he did this. See, so it's right. So Moses and all of these men, they never have such tyrannical laws over them, man. But the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Which scripture says, my laws are not grievous. You know, Egypt has his laws and certain other places, man. But the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, right? These are what these men had, right? Along with the honor and the charisma of fatherhood, man. All right. All right, and Moses, and when the laws of Moses was given unto Israel, right, the authorities of the parents, and especially the father, was still recognized, right? One of the 10 commandments is honor thy mother and thy father and thy mother. It's like, in many ways, the father was the supreme court of appeal in domestic matters. That's the key thing. The father was what? The supreme court of appeal right? The father is the one that give away the daughter. That's why I would say today our youths are being whores, man. Alright? The father is supposed to be the wisdom. True Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Alright? But hey, we get disconnected. Alright? So our scripture will show you how it was supposed to be, a matter of fact. You know. See if I can get this. So this is this is Ecclesiasticus. Alright, this is Ecclesiasticus 30. Alright. On verse 3. Alright, so it's he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, because and it's like, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Right? And this is the point. Though his father died, right, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he had left one behind him that is like him. Alright. Seeing, so the father supposed to be in the life of your son and your daughters, man. You know what I mean? And teaching them the right way. So whenever the father passed on, you know what I mean, they would follow that same line. You know what I mean? And that's how a lot of our ancestral customs have been lost, because as the scripture says in Jeremiah, what our fathers inherit lies. Alright? Right now the older men them we're supposed to teach with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, men, have failed us. Right? These men have failed us deep, man. Right? See, the scripture says our fathers have inherit lies, man. Right? So I want to give a scenario, right, that happened, right? It's like, yeah. Right, to show you how important the father is. And trust me, this scenario is about the splitting of the kingdom. Now, remind you that, look, this was all preordained by Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. So this was going to happen nevertheless. Alright? It was going to happen nevertheless. But what we want to show is that, look, take heed. It's very important. It's a very, very important thing for have a father figure, man. Alright? See? It doesn't really have to be your father. Hey, it could be, as we say, leaders, right? In the camp, we have leaders in our camp, man, which are more fathers to us than our fathers has ever been, man. Right? Right? Through wisdom and to the laws and statutes of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, they have been better fathers, man. Alright? So, we'll just read the scenario. We'll just jump through and get the points, alright? So, this is about the splitting of the kingdom with Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. Alright? Or one of the sons, Solomon. Alright, so he said, though rested Solomon with his father, right, and with his fathers, and of his seed left behind him Rehoboam, even the foolish of the people, right, and one that had none understanding, who turned away the people through his counsel. Right, there was also Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who cursed Israel, who caused Israel to sin and show Ephraim the way of sin. Alright, so through these men, right, Rehoboam, right, the son of Solomon, right, through his wrong counseling, let's call that, you know what I mean, caused Israel to sin. Alright, and Jeroboam also. Alright, cool. So let's get the scenario what happened, what the scripture speak, but right here, what happened for cause Rehoboam for make a wrong judgment. Alright. So this is 1 King 12 and verse we can read from verse 1 on to verse 8. It says, and Rehoboam went to Shechem, right, for all Israel were come to Shechem, right, to make him king. And it came to pass when Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of the king of Solomon. And Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt, right? And they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake to Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Right now, therefore, make thou the grievous service of thy father and his heavy yoke which he hath put on us lighter, and we will serve thee. And he said unto them, Depart yet for 3 days, and come again to me. The people departed, and the king Rehoboam consulted with the old men, right, that stood before Solomon his father while he was yet alive, and said, What do ye advise that I may answer this people? So he made a wise choice, man, to take counsel from the men that was with his father Solomon. Right? So we'll show you the importance, right, of your legacy where your father leave, man. As we read now Ecclesiasticus, it says what? The father basically, you know what I mean, would train his son, you know what I mean, and when he had died, you know, he would have won. It was as if he hadn't died then, you know what I mean, because he would have one left behind where, you know what I mean, a follower on the same, in his image, in his footstep. Okay, so it's continuing. You say, how do you advise that I may answer these people? And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto these people this day, and will serve them, and answer them, and speak good words unto them, they will be thy servant forever. All right? So basically, they must say, treat them good, be a servant unto them, and in return, they will be a servant unto you forever. All right? But he forsook the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and counseled with the young men that were grown up with him, and went which stood before him. All right. Seeing, so we can stop it right here, man. Seeing, so him forsake the ancient men that was with his father, man. All right. And him start to take counsel with some men where, you know, where him just come up with, men. And the men them which were with his father, look, these men grew up and they knew how Solomon reigned, right? And if Solomon was there, you know what I mean, hey, look, he couldn't, I mean, he couldn't have done anything different. You know what I mean? It's just preordained, but it goes to show you, man, that, look, you need somebody strong, right? And you need the wisdom of our fathers, man, right? Because to make a critical decision like that, you need somebody stable in the house, and that's why our youths today, we can't even make a good decision, man, because we don't have the wisdom and the knowledge. All right, these men were with his father Solomon. These men stood before him, stood beside him. All right, and they gave them counsel and guidance, right, as his father would give him, right? And he what you call it? He departed from that, right? And guess what? Israel was scattered through the four corners of the earth because of his decision. Ultimately, for fulfilled Bible prophecy, of course. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, this is Proverbs 27, verse 10. It's thine own father and thy father's friend forsake not. All right? And read that again. Proverbs 27, verse 10. Thine own father and thy father's friend forsake not. Neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity, for better is a neighbor that is near than a brother that is far off. Right? So he should not forsaken his father's friend, man. All right. Seeing? You know, and that I've said before, you know, that are one of the reasons why, you know, we need to seek Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Alright? See? This is Proverbs 22 and verse 28 again. It says, remove not the ancient landmark, right, which thy father have set. You understand? And if father set a legacy of rulership, man, and that was removed, right? That was removed, man. All right. See? Let's see. All right. All right. So this is Proverbs again 15 and verse 5. It says, a fool despiseth his father's instruction, right? But he that regarded reproof is prudent. All right. It says, a wise son, Proverbs 13 and 1, it says, a wise son heareth his father's instruction, but scorners heareth not rebuke. All right. All right. It's a Proverbs of Solomon, a wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son, right, is the heaviness of his mother. All right. So basically the point I want to get to is that, look, you know, we coming back to the knowledge and understanding of how worship our shaman, you know, we need, you know, we of our parents, all right, and our elders in the society, right, out there in the world have failed us, man. All right. So when we come back into this truth, you know what I mean, we have father figures, right? Saying this is restoring back the house of Israel. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah. You know, we don't want to call a lolly how about Shemi Awashai, Washima Kakodash, the honors, the elders and apostles of great stone. Shalom to you brothers in the highways and the byways, preaching and teaching his word in sincerity and in truth. You know what I mean? You know, just keep pushing this word, you know, out there. You know what I mean? Until, you know, we can't push it no more, man. You know? Shalom.